What is going on, y'all? This is going to be a video for a package that Caleb sent me from Caleb's Cards. So while I was gone on deployment for 3 months, it even feels weird saying deployment for 3 months. I'm used to it being like 6+ months. Caleb sent out a ton of TTMs in my name, and he was going to stack them up. And I was scheduled to come back in November, but we came back early. We're going back out in 5 days from now. We're going to be gone for 4 months. But he was just going to be sending stuff until I got back in November, and then he was going to just send me stuff, which is very nice of you, Caleb. Thank you. Definitely did not have to do it, but greatly appreciated. So I got this package in, and it was freaking huge. So I literally could probably make an hour-long video off of it. So I went through it and picked out some really cool pictures, cards, highlights, cards, and players that have a story to me. And we'll go through those right now. I got the Caleb Craig custom right here, aka Caleb's Cards, and a very nice note as well, Caleb, which I'm not going to share that on camera. So we'll start with some packs. I got a 1994 Topps Series 1 and a 1990 Score NFL Football. So there's a couple packs. Here's just some of the stuff that just, all these are photos, just tons and tons of photos and football cards and baseball cards, and he just went bananas in a good way. So we'll get to some of this stuff. Scott Service on a 1992 Dunruss. Some of my earliest memories was going to my grandfather when I was like 10, 11 years old to the Astrodome and watching these Astros, and I remember Scott Service, and I really liked him. We had like Eddie Taubensee at the time, and Craig Biggio just moved to second base, and it was a really cool time to be an Astros fan. Sean Casey, always loved this guy. Great freaking baseball character, one hell of a hitter. So that one's really cool. And I didn't have anything of Casey. I'll do Phil, Scrap Iron, Gardner, and Pokey Reese. I didn't know growing up, like I just said, I was going to the Astrodome all the time. And being young, I was like 8, 9, 10, 11. I didn't know that Phil Garner was an Astros icon at all, or a legend, if you will. And I didn't realize that until he came back in the early 2000s as a manager. And I started looking into it, and I was like, holy crap, dude, that guy's like seriously one of the best Astros we've ever had. So really cool. Phil Nevin and Tom Herr. I remember Phil Nevin as an Astro as well. So it was really cool to see some of these guys. Oil Can Boyd. Love the autograph. CJ Fedorowicz. This is a certified autograph. Mini. Dan Arson. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And Ernie Coy for the Longhorns. So really freaking cool. These photos, when I was going through them, man, I was so freaking excited. There's some really cool, not just autographs in here, but some of the photos are so freaking cool. So amazing selection of photos, Caleb. Hall of Famer Joe Schmidt. Like, look at that freaking, the photo itself is so cool, man. That just screams old school football right there. And Mr. Schmidt is relatively old, and his autograph is still really freaking nice. Next is Dick Grote. Another just super cool freaking photo and beautiful autograph. One of my favorite all-time Houston Oilers, Dan Pastorini. This guy will be in the Hall of Fame this year, and this one had me like giddy like a little schoolgirl when I got it. Johnny Robinson. So I will probably end up getting this PSA slabbed when I get back. I just love the photo. The autograph is super crisp and clean. So freaking cool. The next one is Bob Vogel. And on the back here, he wrote a note that says, and it's hard to read his handwriting, but it says, "The reason I don't look good is because I'm playing with a broken arm and the pain meds is not doing me any good. The cast is on my left arm," it says. So freaking awesome, man. So now you have a freaking awesome photo, a really clean, crisp autograph, and it even came with a really cool story of what's going on. Bill Lee. I love this freaking photo. It's so cool. I think I'm gonna start doing my videos with one of these hats on. Dick Cole. Colts legend Burt Jones. This one was really cool. I didn't have anything of his. Ray Rice. Kyle Farnsworth. Loved freaking Jack McKeon, man. And I remember him on those Marlins teams too. Really cool. Dick Vermeil. And Caleb, I can't say enough about this selection of photos you picked, man. As you probably watch in my videos, I talk a lot about being able to hand pick cards that I send off to get TTM because I really like the image or the look of the card. And man, these things are just awesome. So freaking cool. Jerry Briscoe, channeling my early teens, mid-teens wrestling self. Josh Cribbs. And this one is cool, and I want to do some freaking research on this. Joe Cunningham. And the reason I wanted to do research on that was I worked at a nursing home for a little bit before I joined the Navy 16 and a half years ago. And there was a resident there named Joe Cunningham, and he played on the 33 St. Louis Cardinals. Well, it can't be the same guy, man. He would be... Well, anyways, I'll tell the story. He played on the 1932 or 33, whenever they won the World Series, Cardinals. And he was only up for a cup of coffee. And his roommate in spring training that year was Dizzy Dean. And he was telling me like how funny, he just called him Dizzy, how funny Dizzy was and how he always played jokes on him. And whenever they came back to their dorm room, he called it, whenever they came back to their dorm room, he never knew like if there was freaking a snake in his freaking bed sheets, or he came back one day and he said his bed was made just how he left it, but then he took his blanket off and there was no sheets in there. He moved all his underwear and everything out of his drawers and left them empty, and then threw his underwear down the hallway. So, like I said, his name was Joe Cunningham, and it doesn't look like this guy. But granted, when I seen the Cunningham I'm talking about, he was already, really, really old. So I'm gonna have to look into that. That would be super freaking cool. Because I tried to get his autograph one day on a ball, and he shook so much he couldn't sign. Next, Jumbo Elliott. This is a guy that I've tried to TTM about 5 or 6 times on different cards, and I just can't get the guy. I don't know what is going on. But really freaking cool. This dude was an animal back in the day for the Giants. Marcus Pollard. Just a freaking cool photo. Looks like he's dunking on the ref there. Here's another guy that I've tried to get a lot. Mike Holmgren. Such a cool photo. And then the last one I'm going to show is Willie Miller. So thank you so much, Caleb, for doing that and even thinking of me to do something like that. It says a lot about you, man, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. When I picked up the box, the reason I didn't open it on camera is because it was freaking heavy, man. And when I started opening it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be like the longest video of all time. So I just flipped through it off camera and then immediately made this video. So once again, man, thanks for everything. I'll leave a link to Caleb's channel down below. Give him a sub. He's a big-time TTM guy. He hits all fields, all sports, all genres, war, actors. I mean, you name it, he's sending to him. So till next time, adios, be safe, bye-bye. And this probably got one more video in me, maybe two, before I leave. So till next time, adios, bye-bye.